Hello everyone, welcome in today to the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. Today we're going to be taking on the Oregon State Beavers here at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. This should be a pretty easy matchup for the Gators. We expect to win it. It is a non-conference Pac-12 matchup because, the Pac-12 still has to exist in this game. And that's why I'm pumped for the new game to come out soon. But looking at this matchup, we have to return a Drew Williams, who was a backup halfback for us for a few years. He played a little bit sparingly here or there. He plays for the Beavers now. We're going to see him return to the channel and see what he can do against us, as Jensen Skalski has a solid return to begin today. We're going to come out with Dana Garcia still at quarterback. He had a really solid beginning to a season with 3 touchdowns, a pick. Of course, not many rushing yards. It's not his strong suit. We're going to go to Guyassi Blanks on the ground, though, to begin the day. That's a solid 3-yard gain. The Gators are coming in with their skill positions fully intact. They have a lot of new starters this year in this set, though, so thankfully they have a pretty veteran O-line. They only have one new starter. That's Joseph Allen. He held up really well last week. So on second down, it's Blanks. He got blown up, man. He went nowhere on that play. So now it's third and long. What can the Gators do? Garcia, he's got a pass as you expect, and he goes down the field. Macario Dorba couldn't quite hold on with one hand there. So now comes the Beavers starting quarterback, Mitch Eason. He had a decent start to the season. 1 touchdown, no picks. He threw for 220 yards. That's solid. They're going to open it up by giving it to Drew Williams, who finds a little bit of space. He gets to the outside edge. He's out to the 45, the 50, and he's down at about the 46-yard line. That's a 30-yard run to begin his day, and he had some pointed comments about the Gators when he left. He said, Coach KJ's on the hot seat for a reason, y'all. And, I bled orange and blue until he didn't want me. Honestly, he was clearly a little bit salty about having to leave the Gators to become a starter. But, when you look at who he had in the backfield, I don't know why he was so upset. What did you expect? He was a solid player. He isn't a great player. That's why he had transferred to Oregon State, not Alabama or Ohio State or one of them schools. So, it is what it is. It's a little frustrating. We're hoping we can bottle him up. It didn't start that way. Let's see if we can keep him under control. And it looks like they're in the gun here. They're going to hand it off back to Drew Williams, and J.J. White hits him along with Nelson Lohman. He goes nowhere. It's a 3rd and 14 now for the Beavers. What can Eason do? He's going to throw it down the field, and he missed. He actually had a guy open, and that probably would have been a first down. So they end up punting the ball back to the Gators. Let's see if we can answer and get a lead in this one, as Blanks is going to get the carry there and go for 4. That's pretty good on first down. 2nd and 6 now, rolling out to the right. Garcia stopping, and he finds Norwood across the middle for the 8-yard gain and a Gator first down. It does look like Norwood might have gotten shaken up on that play, but I'm not sure if he's out. You couldn't see on that one as we go to Blanks, and he only picks up 1. So 2nd and 9, we're going to run read option with Dana Garcia. That's something we never seen last year. And honestly, it's something we probably should have done more of, as, it's not that he's going to gain a lot of yards. It just kind of keeps the defense honest. And as you can see, Jaden Norwood was shaken up. He's going to be out for a little while. He'll come back as soon as he's healthy. I'm not going to rush him. No point in getting him out there, any quicker than he needs to be. Beavers take over here following a punt, and they go to Drew Williams. That's a short gain. It only goes for 1. 2nd down, they're going to go right back to Drew Williams. They're really leaning into him as he gets the carry. And he goes nowhere. He got hit and drove back. He ended up gaining the yard, but I actually thought he lost some there. Poitras on the tackle. 3rd and 8. Now Eason steps up into the pocket. He's going to take a deep shot. Max Pierre and Noah Enibagnam were there in coverage. That was knocked away. 4th down. Beavers got a punt. Let's see what the Gators can do. Garcia with a little bit of play fake there. Goes down the field, and that was knocked away. He had Tommy Taylor wide open on that play. Garcia again looking to pass. He goes underneath. That's Tommy Taylor, the second, picking up 2. So now it's 3rd and 8, and we have to rely upon Garcia's arm here. And he's, been a little inconsistent as he goes down the field, and that was nearly intercepted by Malik Yergin. But the Gators decide, let's go for this. They're going to send Blanks in motion, and Garcia throws it to an open Jensen Skalski for the first down and an 18-yard gain. That's going to get the Gators down inside of the 30-yard line as they go back to their ground game. Finally, that's Guyassi Blanks getting the carry and picking up some tough 3 yards there. That was a pretty good run. You like to see his ability to bounce off of tacklers as they go underneath, and that's Sam Freeman, the senior tight end, making the reception, going for 7. He's been a pretty solid addition to this team. Garcia looking to pass once again, and that's a sack. It's Malik Yergin coming in and making the play once again. As you can see by that number 2, he was once a highly touted recruit, and he has been pretty disruptive against us today, as Guyassi Blanks takes that carry for 8 yards. That's a nice run there. 3rd and 10, though, now. So we are going to have to pass as Garcia runs a little bit of play action. Goes underneath. That's Logan Houston holding on through contact. That's a 12-yard gain and a Gator 1st and goal. Garcia is going to pass, which is a little shocking. They go underneath. That's Sam Freeman making the reception and pushing ahead for the 5-yard gain. Setting us up at about the 2 or 3 yard line as the first quarter is going to come to an end here. It's a 0-0 ball game. I didn't expect that. We're better than the Beavers. I honestly thought we'd be blowing them out already. And if we don't, it could be a bad sign for this season. The Gators need to show improvement this year. Guyassi Blanks gets a carry, and Malik Yergin again is there to make the play. He had some help from a teammate on that play, however. So now on 3rd and goal, Garcia is moving to his right. He's looking to pass, and there's nothing there. He ends up misfiring into coverage. Honestly, he's probably lucky that he misfired into coverage. And then Williams has to settle for the field goal. That is up and good, giving the Gators a 3-0 lead here today. Oregon State takes over, and Eason's going to pull that on the read option, run over our safety, and he breaks another tackle of Noe Anabagnam, and he's going to be out to the 50 with a 24-yard run before he's taken down by Zach Poydras as Williams again gets the carry, but this time he got stressed and pushed out. J.J. White and Nathan Osborne made the play there. So Eason's going to pass. Actually, that was wrong. That's a delay, and it went nowhere. That's Jacob Reese making the play and getting him down. Backing the Beavers up to a 3rd and 17 now as Eason's looking to pass. Feeling a little bit of pressure, but not really. He goes down the field, and that's knocked away by Akil Wesley, our stud top corner. So the Gators are going to be able to take over here, and they're going to hand it off. Guyassi Blanks gets the carry and runs for 11. That was a beautiful run. He showed a little bit of speed and power there. Garcia looking to pass as Ladarius Marlowe checks into the game, and he goes to Macario Dorba underneath for a Gator first down. Marlowe getting his first carry. Malik Yergin hits him and blew that play up. He's been all over the field so far today in our quarter and a half or so of action here. Garcia again looking to pass. He goes underneath. Macario Dorba makes the reception, but that's only a 4-yard gain. So now it's 3rd and 6 for the Gators. Garcia in the gun looking to pass. He finds an open Jensen Skalski for the first down. He's down to the 29 or so yard line. That's setting the Gators up probably in field goal range. We'll see if they're able to get some more points on this drive as they find Macario Dorba for the first down, but it looks like he got shaken up in play, so we'll have to see if he's able to come back. He has been probably our top receiver so far in this short early season as Ladarius Marlowe is going to get his 2nd straight carry here up the middle, get the first down. That one goes for 4. Gators have a 1st and goal now coming out in the heavy personnel here. They're going to move Ash, one of the backup tackles, in motion and go to Marlowe. He got hit, though. He only picked up a yard there. So it's 2nd and goal now. We're in the pistol, and we're going to pass with Guyassi Blanks in the game. Go to the end zone, and that's a touchdown to Logan Houston. Gators are going to take a 10-0 lead here today. You know, that was a pretty good drive right there, and Dana Garcia has been very accurate with the ball and made some smart decisions today. It's good to see him get off to a hot start. I was a little worried about him. You know, we have a tendency to throw interceptions, and last season was very up and down, but he's looked quite good for us so far, as the Beavers are already backed up to a 3rd and 11 here. So they're probably going to have to pass, and I was wrong. They're going to hand it off to Drew Williams, who finds a little bit of space, but he only took it for 3. I think if he continues that run outside, that might be a bigger play as Ladarius Marlowe is going to get a carry. Cut inside. What a read and what a run from Marlowe. That's a 21-yard gain. He shows off his vision, which is definitely a strong suit. He doesn't have a whole lot of power in his lower body, so he tends to go down on first contact. But this kid is electric, and he has game-breaking speed and excellent vision as we're going down the field and finding Jaden Norwood, who couldn't hold on to it. That's going to stop the clock with 1:06 left in the half. We still have plenty of time. We're not stressing this. 3rd and 9 now. Gators come out 5 wide. Garcia looking to pass. He throws it to wide open Taylor the second for a 14-yard gain or so and a Gator first down. Garcia again gonna pass here. We're gonna have 4 receivers in the game, and this time we find our tight end Sam Freeman setting us up with a 1st and goal. We go to Marlowe up the middle, and he gets hit and taken down at the 1-yard line. So we're gonna stay right in the pistol, and we're gonna go right back to Marlowe, and nobody touches him as he goes in for the 1-yard score. Gators are gonna take a 17-0 lead here today over Oregon State. Now this is what we expected as we're heading into halftime. I thought this game would look something like this. It's just that first quarter we started off pretty slow. Luckily we were able to kind of get it kicked up and get ourselves in motion and get us going. Looking at stats wise, we've been the better team. Like I said, we totally expected that. We have 185 yards of offense to just 57 by Oregon State. Now, I will say a lot of their yards have even come on bigger plays. They're 0 for 5 on 3rd down. They have no consistency on offense. They haven't turned the ball over, but they just haven't been great. The number 16 halfback in Nation Harrison Stormette committed to the Gators, along with the number 19 tight end Miles Kaufman. Those are big gets for our team and players I think we can build around, as we also get the number 16 tight end in the class, Max Sickles, out of Texas, who's also a 4-star to commit to the Gators. So that was 3 4-stars committing to the Gators in 1 week. Now I know I'm not hiding it anymore. They are actual Gator commits. You'll see how good they are on signing day. We're not going to give away overalls this early. That's what you'll need to stick around and see how good they truly are. But 3 4-stars in 1 week is awesome. And it's also kind of unexpected because Coach KJ's been on the hot seat. So you tend to see players be a little more indecisive as the Beavers have a big 3rd and 3 here, and Eason pulls it, and he's going to get the first down and more. He's out to the 45-yard line. picking up 13 yards on that run. And a Beavers first down as Eason again's going to look to run the speed option, and that time Norquitius Moore didn't even let him get the pitch away. That was a 3-yard loss. It could have been a lot worse for the Beavers, though, as Eason's going to pass underneath. He finds Bailey, who's knocked out of bounds by Nelson Loman after a 6-yard gain, bringing up a 3rd and 7 as Eason's going to pass here. You expect that in this situation. We get a little pressure in there late, but he gets that shot down the field, and again, Akeel Wesley's going to knock it away. You'd love to see him actually hold on to one of them. It looked like the Beavers were going to punt, but they're actually going to go for it with Noble, and we get no pressure. He's just standing there, and then he finds his guy late. That's Haggerty making the reception and going for 16 yards. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do there. We weren't prepared for that, and we didn't get any pressure on the punter, so he just held it. He could throw that, man. It looked like he was playing backyard football. So they come out in the Wildcat. Drew Williams is going to pull it, and we catch him from behind by Nelson Loman. He had all sorts of space ahead of him. I thought that might have been a touchdown, bringing up a 3rd and 1. But that speed option was executed perfectly. Drew Williams gets the pitch, and he's going to take it down inside of the 5 to the 2 or 1 yard line. What a carry as Parker Jr. checks into the game, and he threw Jared Wells to the ground there, but he didn't end up going anywhere. We bottle him up and taking him down for a 1-yard loss. So now it's 2nd and goal. They're going to send their tight end in motion across the formation. Eason's going to pass here, and he can't get it away. He had his receiver open. Luckily, we get a sack on the play. However, Eason got shaken up, and that brings in Jacob McGuire, who is a freshman who's 6'4", 217. He looks like he's actually a pretty good quarterback as we're scrolling through looking at his stats. He has 91 throw power, 81 throw accuracy. I mean, this guy can clearly sling the ball. It's 3rd and goal, so he's in a bad situation, and they decide to just play it safe and hand it off to Drew Williams. It's a 2-yard gain, and honestly, I can't blame the Beavers. Bringing in a guy cold who's a true freshman in that situation could be rough as the 30-yard field goes up and off the upright, but it bounces in. They got a lucky bounce there. That should have been a miss. Score now 17-3 today as Jensen Skalski's back on the return. He's going to take it from about the 1-yard line. He has a little bit of space here. He finds a crease. There's all sorts of blockers ahead of him. This one might go all the way as long as there's no flags. Skalski looks like he's untouched at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Gators. This is a 24-3 ball game. That's a way to flip momentum and make sure the Beavers can't capture any in this one. We step on them and put them right back down after they pulled out all the stops to end up just getting a field goal on a lucky bounce on this last drive. They're going to open this drive, though, with a Mitch Eason huge play, man. He's at the 25 before he's taken down. That was a 50-yard run on a read option. He ran over one of our safeties on that play. It wasn't Max Pierre. It was Troy Apu that he ran over. But, man, that was a 50-yard run. What a huge way to begin this drive. As it's 2nd and 13, he's going to pitch it out there to Drew Williams, who runs over Zach Poydras and through Jonah Stepp and into the end zone. Come on, Gators. Touchdown, Oregon State. It's 24-10. I was just talking smack about their momentum, and they actually answered it pretty quick on that drive. And as you can see, Norquitius Moore got shaken up on the play, and he's going to miss a little bit of time as Jensen Skalski's back for the return once again. And look at this, man. He's going to recapture the momentum once again for the Gators with a fantastic return. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He might not get in, though, as there's a guy with an angle on him, and he steps out of bounds. But what a return that was by Jensen Skalski, as Garcia's going to open up this drive by handing it off to Murphy, who gets his first carry of the day. That's going to only go for 2 yards. Bringing up a 2nd and long now, which, you know, when you're inside of the 10, that's not a big deal. As we go underneath the Palamalu, and he's going to push ahead for a 5-yard gain, bringing up a 3rd and 2 for the Gators. They're at about the 3-yard line, so they just need to get to the 1 as Murphy gets carry jukes, and Malik Yergin hits him, and they do give us the first down. That's going to be 1st and goal for the Gators, as there's a quick pass underneath to Sam Freeman. That goes nowhere. So 2nd and goal, we're still at about the inch-yard line. Garcia takes a sack. You can't do that. That's a big mistake there. So 3rd and goal now. We're at about the 7-yard line. We got to go to the end zone. Tossing it up to Macario Dorba, and that was nearly caught off the drop by Dorba. It just didn't happen. So we're forced to settle for 3 and take a 27-10 lead today, which, you know, that's okay. We still have a 17-point lead here late in the 3rd quarter as the Beavers take over and hand the ball to Walker. That's a 4-yard loss. Not a great way to start the drive as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. It's 27-10, like I said. The Gators are in full control of this game. I thought it'd be a little bit more of a blowout, but they've still looked really good today, and they've been able to recapture the momentum every time the Beavers seem to get it. The Gators answer with a great return and then some points on the board. Mitch Eason looking to pass here to begin this drive. He goes underneath and finds Banks. That's going to be another short gain, bringing up a 3rd and 8 for the Beavers here. So Eason again, he's got a pass. He finds Gray across the middle though, and that's a first down. He was double covered there, and he still got open enough to make the play. That was a great job by Gray. So a screen pass to keep this drive moving along to Drew Williams, ends up going nowhere. That's a loss of 1. Nelson Lohman on the play. That's a player we're hoping can step up for our defense this year. He's a sophomore now, so after a really good freshman year, we're hoping he can take a leap and become that leader in the middle of this defense that you always look for from your Mike linebacker. As it's now 3rd and 9, Mitch Eason's got a pass once again, and he's actually been dotting us up a little bit here, and he does once again. He finds Pierce Jr. for the first down. That's a 13-yard gain, keeping these Beavers moving along here, and their offense has actually been pretty good in this game. They have more total yards than us now. You wouldn't have guessed that looking at halftime stats. They came to life in the second half. Luckily, the Gators have been able to answer with excellent returns to keep the distance in this game, but you got to give the Beavers some credit. They're going to motion their tight end across here. It's 2nd and long. Eason again going to pass. They're not showing any commitment to the run game as they find Kraus underneath for a 2-yard gain, and you can't really blame them for not being committed to the run with, basically 6 minutes left in the game, as they're going to go to Drew Williams on a screen just to get the ball in his hands, and he got blown up. Nathan Osborne and Nikhil Wesley made the play. That's a 1-yard gain, bringing up a 4th and 6 for the Beavers. This is critical as they find Banks underneath, and he gets hit and taken down by Zach Poydras short of the sticks. Gators take over with 5 minutes left, and the Beavers get no points on that drive. So now it's 2nd and 6, and we're going to look to pass with Dana Garcia. Go down the field, and we find Macario Dorba, who makes the catch behind him. What a play by Dorba. That could have been picked had he not reached his hand out and snagged that one. We go to Jackson on the ground. He gets another carry. That's a 5-yard gain. All these backs are looking really explosive so far as they start rotating through these games. As no, we can't do that. That's an interception. We can't do that, man. That's the mistake that we always make to make these games closer than they should be. We gotta stop pushing the ball so much with Dana Garcia when we're ahead. It's a lesson we need to learn if we want to become a championship caliber team. You can't make these mistakes over and over again. And we can't, as a defense, allow a big gain to Drew Williams there as we're trying to close this one out. On the next play, though, we stuff him, and he ends up injured on the play. I hope he doesn't miss a lot of time. He has 16 carries for over 100 yards. He's been dynamic against us, and he's really made Coach KJ look a little crazy as that's a ball out. It's recovered, but that's a huge 7-yard loss, backing the Beavers up to a 3rd and 27. So now Mitch Eason has to go down the field. He finds Gray, who can't hold on through contact with Nelson Lohman and Noe Anibagnam. Wisely, they punt the ball back. There was no way they were converting a 4th and 27. We hand it to Guyassi Blanks. That goes for 3. It's time to start draining this clock off. 2:15 left. We go back to Blanks up the middle. That's a 5-yard gain. That's going to set us up with a 3rd and 2, and we should just keep this ball right on the ground and keep moving as we run read option, and we make the wrong read. Dana Garcia goes for 1. If we hand that off, that's a 1st down. Surprisingly, though, Coach KJ elects to go for it, hands it off, and that's Guyassi Blanks picking up 7. Getting the Gator 1st down, and that should basically wipe this game out. Jacob Reese is your player of the game with 5 tackles. All of them were TFLs. He had a forced fumble. He was incredible today. He stood out and he shined on the field. You love to see that. He's our number 2 D tackle, and he made everything look easy today. He keeps that up, and he might just find himself overtaking Stuart McCaffrey for the top spot. Dana Garcia, he had a solid day. That interception at the end was stupid, and it's something we need to work on. Late in games that we're leading, we're still trying to put up stats, and I need to quit doing that. It's not about stats, it's about winning. Coach KJ needs to remember that. You gotta keep him in line, man. He's a little too aggressive at times, and it's cost the Gators. Luckily not in this one. We had a big enough lead, but stats-wise, Garcia didn't deserve to throw that pick. We should have just been handing it off. It was a dumb one, but there's nothing we can do about it now. Taking a look at Mitch Eason's stats, he was actually pretty good. He only threw for 86 yards, though. He was efficient. He didn't pick up anything big. He had 63 yards on the ground, but Drew Williams actually shined against us. He backed up his talk, and he had a good day, and I hope he continues to have a great season for the Beavers, and I hope he finds his way into our Raiders franchise, just because I want to see how his career plays out, and I'd love to see some of these transfers make it in, and, maybe they're not going to be high-level players because they're leaving our team, but you never know. There are people out there that stand a good chance, like Seth Harden, who transferred away to Charlotte. I think he's going to have a really good career in college, and he might be a high draft pick into our dynasty. Taking a look at our top Heisman standings here, it's Matt Hayes leading the way at TCU still, followed by Franchon Osborne of Oklahoma, and then Devontae Coleman of Alabama, who's a great player. We've had a lot of struggles against him. Trevor Bolton, I don't know anything about him. He's out of Georgia, so we'll find out about him. And then Drake Basaka, a true freshman quarterback at Ohio State, comes in at number 5. That's quite impressive. Looking at our top 25 polls, it's Texas A&M coming in at number 1, followed by Ohio State, Alabama, UCLA, Oklahoma, Oregon, Miami. TCU drops with a loss to number 2 Ohio State. Georgia and then Florida rounds out your top 10. There's a lot of good teams in the top 25. I mean, that's how it always goes. But early in this season, there appears to be a lot of really highly rated teams at the top that actually stand a chance of running the table. And, you know, I guess the small school teams don't always get a lot of, I guess, heading into the season polls, so I'm not surprised they're low, but I think the top just looks really strong. I could be wrong. Miami of Ohio, though, is a team that's trying to peek their way in. Remember, one small school team's guaranteed into the playoffs. I'm going to set it up how it would be. I know that's not how the mod's currently set up, but that's just how I'm going to do it. The top 2 seeds are going to automatically get a bye. That's just how it's going to work. We have a 14-team playoff in the mod now, so that's what's going to happen at the end of this season, a 14-team playoff. I recorded a bunch of this season. It's actually almost complete already. You know, I couldn't at first do any audio work because our daughter, and I wasn't able to just do that. Honestly, I was in the house at weird times and waking up at weird times because, you know, newborns don't sleep consistently, so we weren't able to be in the house when other people weren't up. So unfortunately, my recording studio is now in the main house and I can't change that, so I had to just, you know, record a bunch of games and play the games and not do any audio work. Now I gotta get caught up on all that. But I'm LDJ11. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I'll be back with more Coach KJ soon. I'm out.
Handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar.